So, fragrances that have a cologne type of vibe. I managed to find a few of them in my collection. So, you want to know what fragrances that I feel just have a cologne type of vibe to them? Meet me on the other side of this intro and I'm going to tell you about 7 that I picked out. See you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it. It is your boy, Trey Sense, and we got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. Listen, before we get into this, I'd like to thank you. We are ever so close to 2,900 subs, and then comes 3,000. We're knocking on the door, so if it's okay and you feel I've earned it, how about giving your boy a like, a share, a thumbs up, and a sub. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get right to it. Y'all ready? Mike is pulling on my shirt just a little bit, but you know, still. Matter of fact, let me adjust that real quick. Still gonna pull, but oh well. How's that? Better? Better. Let's get it. The first one I want to talk to you about, and by cologne. What do I mean by cologne? It's almost clean to the point where it's almost shower jelly. One or two of these may come off more shower jelly. It's a little bit more than fresh, but it doesn't have an accord that just stands out. It just smells like you've got on a nice scent. Nothing about it really stands out like caramel or roasted coffee beans in the Swiss mountains. Just a nice, fresh cologne type of vibe. That's what I mean by cologne. The first one is from the house of Periellis, and it is Periellis Man. Periellis for him. It's just called Periellis. Now they make this in a red bottle, which I am interested in, and a blue bottle as well. I think one is called Periellis Blue, the other is Periellis Red. This again, very, very cologne. These would also be really good scents to wear to the office, or really good scents to wear to bed. Now, with this one, you will get notes of woodiness. You will pick up on a little bit of a woody nuance, but at the end of the day, when it dries down, it just has a nice, clean cologne smell. Little woods, a little citrus, but it's not overpowering to the point where you go, ooh, I feel like I should go out by the fire and chop some wood and, you know, put on my Biggie Smalls, you know, lumberjack with the hat to match. Now, you're not going to get any type of those vibes from this fragrance. You will, again, pick up on a little bit of a woody nuance. But for the most part, what you're going to get is just a nice, clean, easy to wear type of scent. Performance on it is not the best, but it's a fragrance that you can pick up under $20. I picked this up a few years ago at Burlington, and I like the fragrance. I wore it in the high heat. I don't think it's the best to wear in the high heat. I honestly think this fragrance is best in a controlled environment. Honestly, out of the shower, chill time, getting ready to watch your ball game. You've been running around all day. You're gonna come home, take a shower, change clothes, and put on your favorite team apparel and watch the evening game. I think that's what this fragrance is best suited for. Does it smell good? Yes. Is it gonna blow you away? No. But honestly, none of these fragrances on this list are gonna knock you down with their scent or their performance. But if you're looking for something that's very clean, very basic, very easy to wear, then Periellis for him is a good way to start. Let's get this one out of the way. This one may be one of the more developed fragrances on this list, and it may have more of a scent profile than most of them, but it's from the house of Masani, and it is Masani Wave. And I love this little fragrance. As you see, I put a dent in it, and it has a magnetic cap, which for some reason, for those of us in the fragrance world, tend to like magnetic caps. I mean, go figure. Now, this one, it Wave is a good name for it. It will come off a little bit more aquatic than some of the rest of the fragrances on this list. You will pick up more of a pronounced scent profile with this one than you will, say, the Perry Ellis. But nonetheless, what I get from this one is extremely clean, fresh, shower jelly type of vibe, which to me lends it to that same thing as cologne in my book. That's the way I see it. Like I think about what is that, Salvatore Ferragamo's Colonial. I mean, that's another one that just has that fresh cologne type vibe, slightly musky, not overly woody, not overly citrusy, that type of vibe. That's what I think of when I think of this one. Is a fragrance that's a little bit blue, a lot fresh, a little bit of a shower gel type of jam going on. But it just, to me, to my nose, the first time I smelled it, I thought that smells good, but it's nothing to write home about. Again, it's one of those cologne scents. I think Masani Parfum, the first one, the dark purplish bluish bottle, is the better of the two fragrances. But this one is no slouch. If you can find this one at a really good price, pick it up, add it to your repertoire. It is a nice, cool, refreshing type of scent. It's not tropical, it's not woody, it's not gourmandy, it doesn't smell like roasted chestnuts. It's not a day night sexy fragrance, and to my opinion, that's what lends it to that cologne type of vibe, that cologne-y, just that, you know what I'm saying? Now, nonetheless, it does smell good, and I think this is one any age group can rock. Also, again, this video could have been titled Bedtime or Fresh Out of the Shower, any of those, because any of these fragrances on this list will fit well in that occasion as well. From the house of Miss Sony, it is Wave. All right, what I got next? All right, let's go with this one. Love the name of this fragrance. And it was a toss-up when I was testing to do this one. I had this one of two that I was going to put in here, but the other one was just a little bit more pronounced and had more defined notes in it, and the other one was it's right here behind me, I cannot see it. Linen Vetiver, I think it was, by Banana Republic. This may be it right here. Nope, that's Neroli Wood. So let's put him down there. Linen Vetiver. Linen Vetiver was one I was going to put in here, and this is a beautiful fragrance as well, and it almost made this list as I give you a free one here. This is a very underrated line of fragrances from the House of Banana Republic. If you see these in this shaped bottle with the little coffin box that slides out, I encourage you to pick them all up, because I have yet to smell one that is not good, and Linen Vetiver is no exception. It is a beautiful smelling scent. You pick up on a little bit of vetiver. It does smell like clean linen, but it has more of a pronounced citrus note than the one that I went with from the House of Banana Republic, and it is Pure White. 1990 Pure White. And this one, we throw this word around a lot. To me, this fragrance gives off niche vibes. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't really smell like a lot of different fragrances. It doesn't really smell like a lot of different fragrances at all. It reminds me of an older gentleman, a very classy scent profile, but it's not, again, we don't have cherry blossoms or neroli, which I love neroli, don't get it twisted, but you're not, when you spray this fragrance, you're not going to be hit in the nose with dry rotting bananas in the suns mixed with walnuts, any of that other stuff that you get from fragrances. What you get is just a nice, well blended, subtle scent that smells really good. Pure White. So how would I wear this one? Man, I would, just like it says, nice white button down with some dark jeans and some shoes. Simple, plain, easy. Subtle, soft projector. This is not one they're gonna smell you from across the room. It's not one that you're gonna get a lot of compliments with. Another way I would wear this one is just a plain white V-neck t-shirt with some khaki pants or some khaki shorts, and just some plain old white sneakers. That's what this fragrance to me screams. That's the vibe I get. That's the energy that it gives me. And I like it. A little bit different of a scent. I'm trying to, maybe that's Vetiver in it as well. Nonetheless, it does smell like a fragrance that would have came out in the 80s or the 90s, but again, it's not one that's going to wow you with its performance, with its longevity, with its projection, with its anything, but you're just gonna smell nice, clean, minimalistic, basic, but good. Banana Republic's Pure White. I'm gonna go on and sit this one back up here. Out of the way. I think Banana Republic is a really overlooked house. This next one took a minute to grow on me. When I first smelled it, I thought it was just too basic. I thought, especially for this house, I thought it was just too basic. The house is Prada, and it is Prada Ocean. Trying to find a place to spray it. That Perry Ellis is really moving a little bit, and a little bit spicy, and a little bit of the citruses is coming to the top in it. But I still think it's just a nice, basic, easy to wear fragrance. And that Masani is getting a little bit fresher, as well as aquatic and watery as it stays on the skin. But again, I still say it leans more towards cologne. Now, to Prada Ocean. Oh, that smells so good. That smells so good. That smells so good. Simplistic. Very simplistic, but it's so simple and so easy that it smells good. I also could have put Eternity Air on this as well. That could have made this list, and Eternity Aqua could have made this list as well. Definitely Eternity Air could have been in this list as well. That smells good. Slight woody nuance, slight aquatic. Imagine like a wet wood, I think is what they were going for with this one. Doesn't remind me of the beach or walking along the beach or anything like that. That's just a good fragrance. And again, how would I dress this? How would I wear this fragrance? Extremely casual. I would keep this one dressed down again, but it's something that's timeless about a good pair of shoes, a nice pair of jeans, and a nice shirt, whether it's a polo, a button-up, a sweater, a cardigan, a hoodie, whatever. As long as it looks nice, it fits you right, and it looks good, this fragrance I think will go with it. I don't think it's a dressy fragrance, but I do think it smells like confidence in the fact that I think the type of person would wear this fragrance would want a scent on, but wouldn't want to stand out, and you know what I'm saying, and disrupt when it comes through. This is a close encounter type of scent. You have to be in someone's persons to pick it up, and that's perfect. That's fine. We need fragrances like this, but nonetheless, this one grew on me. The first time I smelled it, I thought it is too basic. It is too basic. Too basic. Gave it a couple of times, gave it some wearing, and I was like, I got to get that Prada Ocean. I think I sprayed it on a card, put it in a bag, and then left the mall. And when I got home, I kept smelling it, and I was just like, man, that sucker. And on skin, it does well. Again, not a monster performer, not a monster projector, not one that's gonna just get you showered with compliments. But if you have this on and you're dressed appropriately, I think a young lady is going to tell you that you smell nice. So I think gentlemen may inquire about the fragrance that you're wearing. Prada Ocean. I think it fits right down Main Street of that whole cologne vibe. This next one is one I've had in my collection for a while. I don't wear it much. When I do wear it, it's normally in the summertime around the house, because it is a very basic, fresh cologne scent, and it's from the house of Nautica, and it is Nautica Life. I actually did a decluttering video where I had this fragrance in it. And I'll probably end up giving this away. I like this scent, I really do. I just have so many along this line, and this, along the lines of Prada Ocean and the rest of these fragrances, it has a slight aquatic nuance to it. Very chill, very easy to wear fragrance, very subtle, nice with a t-shirt and a pair of jeans or basketball shorts, hooping shorts, as the boy Goldie Smell Good say. This is hooping shorts approved. Does it smell good? Yes, it does. But you don't always want to have to pull out your best fragrances when you want to smell good. Like I said, especially if you just got out of the shower after a long day work, what you want to put on Zherzha for? What you want to put on Perfumes de Marly for? You're just gonna lay in the recliner or stretch out on the couch and watch a football game or a basketball game of the World Series. So why you got to put on a high dollar fragrance? I think these fragrances are perfect for that. Now, with that being said, they're also great fragrances. They smell good. They're just not really dense, not rich. They're not overdeveloped. They're just what they are. They're $9 to $15 fragrances, and they do smell like it. But they give you the best that they got for $9 to $15. I mean, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? And that one, I think, floats right down the lane. Speaking of Nautica, I think, and I like the bottle design. I like that rope in there. I think Nautica does a really good job of their bottles fitting the theme. But and again, this is one I think any age group can wear, from a 10-year-old up to 110. I think could wear this fragrance and just But I would keep it extremely casual with this V-neck t-shirt, just as casual as you can get is what I would keep with this fragrance. Nautica Life. Got two more. This next one is from a pretty good house that makes pretty good fragrances, and I think this is their take on a really fresh, easy to wear fragrance, and it is from the house of Armani, and it is Armani Code Colonia. And I like this fragrance as well. It is one, again, smells good. Performance on it for what it is okay. It's not the best. I wish they had put a white atomizer on this blue sprayer. A white dot on the blue atomizer, because you can't really see it. And again, nice, fresh, crisp. Let me give myself one more squirt of that in a place so I can smell it better. If I can find, I don't want to spray myself in the eye. Man, why do they do this? You cannot see where the juice is coming out. There. And I sprayed myself in the belly. Better the belly than the eyes, I'm telling you. These are some expensive eyes I got, boy. A little bit strong on the alcohol there in the beginning, especially for an Armani fragrance. But nonetheless, you get a little bit of sweetness in this. But I don't think anything is like really, really pronounced with this fragrance, which to me lends it perfectly for this type of video or this topic. You're not gonna pick up on cotton candy, jelly beans, cotton candy, sweet gold, let me see that Tootsie Roll. You ain't gonna pick up on none of that. In this fragrance, what you are gonna get though is a nice, crisp, clean, cologne type of vibe. Again, fresh out of the shower or super, super chill. This is one of those fragrances. Let's say you're taking a late trip to the beach, November, because it's gonna be back up in the 80s here next week. I can't believe it. So if you out at one of the Mexican restaurants, eating on the patio, eating you some tortillas or some jalapenos or whatever it is you eat at the Mexican restaurant, I think this fragrance would be great. It's one of those that comes off of your body, gets into the wind and the air, and leaves that scent trail, that scent profile behind. That's what you want, guys. Very similar. This and Prada Ocean are very, very similar. Slight differences, but at the same time, they're similar. I think the dry down of Prada Ocean has a little bit more of a salty aspect to it than this does, but this doesn't have, ocean in the name. This just, Armani Code Colonia. But nonetheless, I think this is a great little fragrance. I was seeing that fragrance at Ross and TJ Maxx a couple of years ago, but I don't know if it is there now, but still, good little fragrance, pick it up. Oh man, this smells so good. Again, I'm learning as I get older to appreciate softer, subtler fragrances and what they can bring to the table. All right, this next one comes from a house. I refer to most things from this house as gentlemanly because they are very subtle fragrances. And this one to me is the definition of a cologne type of fragrance, and it's from the house of Penguin, and it is Signature Blend. And this, I think, also is an overlooked line from the house of Penguin, whether it's Signature Blend, Original Blend, Premium Blend, or Iconic Blend. I love Premium Blend on a very hot day. Iconic Blend has a little bit more of a citrus note to it. Signature Blend and Original Blend is probably the most cologne fragrance in the world, but it's not one of my favorites, and I don't really like talking to y'all about fragrances that I don't like, so I left it off the list because it's just so basic that it's almost like wearing air. But it is very gentlemanly in the fact that it's not protruding. It's not one that's going to knock you down. But neither is this one, and neither is anything from the house of Penguin. And again, it just smells like you're wearing a fragrance. It just smells like you're wearing a fragrance. I'm trying to think. Maybe that's a little bit of wood in there that you pick up on in the opening, but again, it's not a snap in the face. It's not a bam. It's not a blast to your nostrils. You do pick up on some different nuances in it, but nothing really just reaches out and grabs you to the point where you're like, ooh, you know, that clementine orange, or ooh, that I like talking about Banana Republic a little bit earlier. Like if you spray on neroli wood, you're instantly, the minute it comes out, you're like neroli, you're hit with it. This one you have to kind of sniff a little bit, and it dries down so smooth. And I gotta put this on my skin somewhere, guys. I gotta find a spot. It's amazing how a fragrance does different things in the air, on your skin, and on clothing or on paper. I think one of the worst places to spray a fragrance is on paper, because you just don't get the true nuance of this fragrance, of a fragrance, when you spray it on paper. Yeah, just cologne is what it smells like. Just a nice, well-made, basic cologne. And again, Penguin fragrances are really, really cheap, anywhere from $10 to $15 for this one. You're not going to get stellar performance or stellar projection, as I said it once and I'll say it again, out of any of these fragrances. They're all barely reaching par, barely an hour to hour and a half of projection, barely 4 hours of longevity with any of them. But again, they're subtle, and that could be you going nose blind to them. You know, that could be you just losing track of it because you smelled it. That doesn't mean that other people around you may not be able to pick up on it, but nonetheless, it's feeling really good over here. Nonetheless, man, this is one that I absolutely like. How many fragrances was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put one back, 7. Yeah, so this is the 7th one. But nonetheless, I like this fragrance. I like it a lot. I think it smells really, really good. From the house of Penguin, Signature Blend. And again, if you're an older gentleman and you come across this channel and this video, and you haven't heard much about the line of Penguin, they're pretty good fragrances. They're pretty good fragrances for the price that you pay for them. Most of them you're going to get under $20 in 100 ml bottles, and I think they're pretty good for the price. Now again, the key word is the price. No, they don't smell like $300 fragrances with high quality perfume oils, because they're not. They're $12 fragrances, and they're made with lower quality perfumers oil, cologne, alcohol. That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for staying and sitting through this video, returning to the scene of the crime as you always do. I'm going to get off of here, edit it, thumbnail it, and get it up so you can see it. I hope you all are getting ready to have a beautiful weekend. It'll be Thursday. We've gotten over the hump. So that being said, I love you all, and God bless you all. And until next time, guys, peace.